In this slide, we are highlighting the upcoming guidelines under NIST SP 800-63-4, set for release in 2024, focusing on new password policies. This course, Secure Tech In, will explore these updates, providing insights into evolving security standards for digital identities. As the landscape of cybersecurity continues to change, understanding these updates is essential for implementing robust security measures in your organization. This course will equip you with the knowledge to adapt to these new password policies effectively. In this section, we explore the introduction to NIST SP 800-63-4. This standard presents updated guidelines essential for digital identity management. Understanding these guidelines is integral to maintaining a robust cybersecurity framework. The primary focus areas include identity proofing and authentication processes, which are central to effectively managing digital identities in a secure manner. As cybersecurity threats continue to evolve, these enhanced protocols play a vital role in safeguarding sensitive information. As we move forward, let's discuss why password security is of paramount importance. Password cracking is still a formidable threat in the cybersecurity landscape, making it essential to ensure our passwords are well protected. Compromised credentials can easily lead to unauthorized access, which poses serious risks to both individuals and organizations. Globally recognized secure practices must be adhered to in order to comply with various cybersecurity standards. By understanding these guidelines, we can better safeguard our digital identities and contribute to a more secure online environment. In considering the security of passwords, there's a significant shift in contemporary thought away from traditional complexity towards emphasizing length. While we have often been advised to create passwords of at least 8 characters, the new guideline advocates for passwords ranging from 15 to 64 characters. This approach recognizes the benefits of longer passwords, which inherently make it more challenging for attackers to crack them. By focusing on length, we enhance the security model, making it less susceptible to unauthorized access by password cracking attempts. Emphasizing longer passwords aligns with global secure practices and adapts to the evolving landscape of cybersecurity threats. In this section, we are moving away from the old practice of mandatory password changes every 60 to 90 days. The new guideline suggests only changing your password when there's a compromise. This shift is important because frequent forced changes often lead to weaker password practices. By reducing the need for unnecessary updates, we minimize the risk of users resorting to predictable patterns or simple adjustments. Embracing this approach helps maintain stronger, more secure passwords. On this slide, we are focusing on the recommendation to embrace passphrases. Unlike traditional passwords, passphrases are generally longer, combining a sequence of words, making them both more secure and easier to remember. This approach not only strengthens security, but also enhances user convenience. By allowing spaces within passphrases, we further promote memorability. Consider examples like "sunny day in Paris" or "I love coffee mornings," which are simple yet effective. Encouraging the use of passphrases can significantly bolster account security while addressing common user frustrations associated with password complexity. In this slide, we're focusing on the removal of security questions as a form of knowledge-based authentication. The primary reason for this shift is that answers to these questions are often easily obtainable through social engineering tactics. This makes them a less secure method of verifying a user's identity. Instead of relying on potentially insecure questions, consider implementing more advanced and secure authentication mechanisms. Let's discuss best practices for handling password storage securely. When storing passwords, it's essential to use hashing and salting. This ensures that even if the data is compromised, the original passwords remain protected. Hashing transforms passwords into fixed-size strings of characters, which are effectively unreadable. Salting adds an extra layer of security by appending a unique value to each password before hashing, making it difficult for attackers to use pre-computed tables or brute force attacks. For hashing algorithms, it's recommended to use Argon2ID, bcrypt, or PBKDF2. These algorithms are designed to resist various attacks, providing robust security for password storage. Adopting these practices will significantly enhance your system's resilience against unauthorized access efforts. Let's talk about the importance of multi-factor authentication, or MFA, in enhancing security. Employing MFA adds an extra layer of protection by combining different factors of authentication. These typically include something you know, like a password or a PIN, and something you have or are, such as a hardware key or biometric data. Using combinations of these factors significantly strengthens your security posture because it requires more than one form of verification to access an account or system. This makes unauthorized access much more difficult for attackers, as they would need to compromise multiple forms of security. For implementation, you can consider authenticators like mobile apps, such as Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator, that generate time-based one-time passcodes. Alternatively, physical hardware keys like YubiKey provide a robust form of second-factor authentication. By using these tools, you ensure that even if one factor is compromised, unauthorized access is still prevented through the remaining securing layers. In this slide, we're going to look at real-world application scenarios focusing on password managers. These are vital tools for maintaining robust security as they help users organize and protect passwords efficiently. Examples of popular password managers include 1Password and LastPass. To illustrate their application, we'll examine a case study involving the implementation of a password manager in a mid-sized tech company. Such tools play an essential role in managing authentication securely and effectively for both individuals and organizations. In this slide, we focus on addressing authentication challenges, particularly equity and usability. It's important to ensure that authentication systems are accessible to all users, taking into account diverse demographics and varying abilities. This means designing systems that are not only secure, but also inclusive and user-friendly. By considering different user needs and potential barriers, we can create authentication processes that serve everyone effectively and equitably. This approach helps in fostering a more inclusive digital environment, ultimately leading to enhanced user satisfaction and security. In this slide, we're focusing on the conclusion and next steps regarding authentication practices. The key takeaways highlight the importance of prioritizing password length over complexity, which can enhance security measures without complicating the user experience. It's also essential to adopt multi-factor authentication practices for an added layer of protection. Keeping yourself updated on any changes or new guidelines is equally significant to ensure robust security protocols. For those interested in exploring more, we recommend consulting NIST SP 800-63B and 863C. These resources offer a more comprehensive understanding of authentication guidelines and practices. As you can see on this slide, we are looking at references that support the topics we discussed. The NIST publications, specifically SP 863-4, 863B, and 863C, are key documents that provide depth on digital identity guidelines and password management strategies. These can be critical as you align your security practices with current standards. Additionally, online articles like the Guidelines Summary from the Computer Security Resource Center, CSRC, offer practical insights into implementing these standards effectively. For tools, integrating password managers and multi-factor authentication (MFA) solutions is recommended. These tools not only help in managing passwords more efficiently, but also enhance overall security by adding extra layers of protection. By exploring these resources, you'll be better equipped to implement robust digital identity management solutions.